Hi, my name's Andrea Capizzi. I am the Director of Undergraduate Studies in the Department of Special Education, and I also teach in our program for high incidence disabilities as well as a program for behavior analysis. When I was an undergrad, fell in love with psychology and realized that I enjoyed it much more than the business-related classes that I was taking in international relations. And I was fortunate to do an internship at a residential treatment facility and realized that the children with emotional behavioral disorders that I really enjoyed working with were spending more time with their teachers than they were with their therapists. And that made me decide that I really preferred to be a teacher so that I could impact the lives of these children on a daily basis. I taught for 8.5, 9 years before I came back for my doctorate. Was working with 4 through 7-year-olds who had severe challenging behavior. And these were little ones that had struggled in preschool settings, had struggled in kindergarten settings, and often had been already kicked out. So for a 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old already to have experienced essentially suspension and expulsion from school is pretty significant. So in that job, I was able to not only work with the children, but also their parents as well. I think that people should consider a career in special education because it is honestly one of the most rewarding jobs out there.
Are you all done?
It is not an easy job, emotionally difficult at times, but I think one of the most exciting things, and I tell this to my students all the time, you're required to think constantly, be able to think on your feet. I find that it's very intellectually stimulating because you're constantly looking at student progress and thinking about what you've done and what you're doing with the student and changing to meet the student's needs.
Y'all, amazing!
Peabody students are generally very dedicated to changing the world. And our students in special education really have a focus on changing the lives of individuals with disabilities as well as their families and the communities in which they live. And I feel that if I can prepare 1, 2, 3, 10 teachers that can go out and affect the lives of multiple children, then I've done good work. I consider myself very fortunate to work with Peabody students because they come to the table and they come to our lovely campus with generally a very, very strong interest in changing the world. I think one of the interesting things about Peabody faculty is that we're all driven by different things, but we come together as a strong community to support our students and I think to affect change nationally and internationally. I'm driven by the desire to change the lives of children with disabilities out there through their teachers. Peabody is an awfully special place because we have the benefit of a larger university that draws in a wider range of students. But at Peabody, it's very homey and it's very community-based. And I can walk across the Peabody campus and see students and recognize them, and they'll talk to me and I'll talk to them. Students within our department as well as students that aren't in our department, because I get students into my classes that are cognitive studies majors or child development majors, along with special education majors. So it creates a community feel, and it also allows for great dialogue in classrooms and for me to try and share my knowledge as well as the importance of working with individuals with disabilities to a broader audience.